make sure you guys check out our channel partner, Gamersubs. Go to gamersubs.gg and use code ZAK for 10% off. It's keto-friendly, 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, no maltodextrin. If you know what that stuff is, you don't want it in your body, especially if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic. It's good stuff. And listen, if you're not the whole caffeine thing, they have caffeine-free options as well. And if you're worried about how much caffeine is in it, it's equivalent to a cup of black coffee, 100 milligrams or less. So check them out, gamersubs.gg, code ZAK down below. Use the link, use the code. I'm drinking the red raspberry today. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Hey, we got this guy on. We're going to get this started here real quick. Here we go. Oh my goodness, everybody. Here we are. Welcome to the, what is this? There's the Thursday show. It's November. How did this happen? How did November just like out of nowhere? 10 days from now, it's my birthday. You better be there. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Zach. We're talking about tech here today. I got a very special show. Got a very special guest, a very good friend of mine on. Can't wait to introduce him. But first, we're going to do a little house cleaning really quick. I got to let you guys know that the stream is being powered by StreamYard. Check them out, StreamYard.com. Very simple to use. You pick a camera, you pick a microphone, and away you go. Nothing to download, nothing to install. You can bring in music and bring in sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Right here, we got a
cucumber.
We got a cucumber. What is that? Wait, hold on. We got a bird, whatever. Whatever you need to do. You can bring up to 10 guests. You can repurpose your content with it vertically, horizontally, whatever you need to do. I use it all the time to repurpose content from here over to my other channel, ZAKtalks Pixel. If you're into Pixel, you should subscribe to ZAKtalks Pixel. The link is down below. So thank you for StreamYard for taking care of us. Thank you for making this so easy to do. If you just want to focus on the content and people, use the StreamYard. The linky is down there, and there's the logo. And by the way, we have Puddles, the duck. That's her name on deck right there. All right, people. If you want to support the channel, super chats are open. Super thanks. Priority chat is going to be given to our channel members. Priority chat will be given to super thanks, super chats. You can also use buy me a coffee. It's completely up to you. But just being here and hitting like, just being here and hitting like, sharing out the stream, that helps immensely. But I like to eat as well. So anyway, people. Hit these. We hit the buttons there. We got the reactions. I got a little poll there. We started a little poll. We're going to be pulling the poll. What? We're going to be pulling the poll here in just a bit. Like I asked, Apple or Pixel. So far, we've got what? 12 votes here. We got majority people saying Apple on my channel. Nick is in the back here, just like cheering. All right. Without any further ado, this guy. I knew him as Apple World. If you're an OG fan, you know this. We're going to talk about the name change. He's probably one of the most infectious people without bringing in the VD. I just love the way he presents things. Did you guys just catch that joke? Like right over the head. Anyway, it's a PG-13 show. I promise you, we're not going to get any more raunchier than that, okay? I love how infectious this guy is, the enthusiasm, the content he does. He must have Tim Cook on speed dial. He must. He puts out just amazing content. It is fun to watch. My kids love watching him. My kids wish they could be here to be there for this. We watch this stuff all the time. Here he is. I want to make sure I pronounce the name properly because I've been doing it wrong. Mr. Nikias Molina, how you doing?
Hello. How you doing?
Thanks for being here, my friend. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So currently, now you're over in Spain, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it's currently what, like just after 8 o'clock there, about 8:15 p.m., correct?
8:15.
Perfect. And for those of you that are watching the replay or listening to the replay right now, this is available on YouTube through the YouTube Music there, YouTube podcasts. But of course, you can always catch the replay here on the YouTube. So Nick, this is what we do here in the live stream. Normally we jump into the live chat. We see who's here. We say hello to the people. There's probably a lot of familiar names and people that you know. So are you down for going through the live chat here and see who's here?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Let's do this real quick here. First off, we got Shizil. What's that?
Shizil.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think that's what's for Shizil.
This is gonna be good.
They are new to my Discord and whatnot. They recently joined up and whatnot. Thanks for being here. We got Elvin Earthly Jr. Let's get it. Thanks for being here. Rocksmith, and then right here, this is one of our channel members. You guys can also become a channel member as well. We got Aaron's Gaber right there, buddy.
All right.
Appreciate you guys. Go ahead, the join button down below. Of course, channel members get priority chat. They get the custom emojis for the live chat and also the comment sections. Go ahead and hit that. Support your boy. Support the channel if you need to. But thank you for being a member. Aaron's Gamers. Appreciate it. DCJ Mobile Tech is here. Don Coven, another channel member. Don recently came here, Nick. We went on a ride in his Tesla rental. I felt important for a while being in a Tesla. It was amazing. It was an amazing. He floored it. It was just amazing. It was just an amazing experience. We're going to talk more about electric vehicles and stuff like that. Jeff Hale in the house as well. Roxburth going through here. Snowman Ken regular comes through. There's the channel right there for ZAKtalks Pixel at ZAKtalks Pixel. We're ramping up things. We talk about Apple over on ZAKtalks Pixel.
Incorrect.
We got Kevin here. How you doing? Thanks for coming through. Tanya, we got TA Tech coming through. Thanks for being here. And Trey Foster. And of course, we got a bunch of other people that are watching and whatnot. Okay, people. That's how I used to do a stream marker. First of all, Nick, what are you broadcasting on right now? Like, what are you coming to us at? Because we were doing some testing here. We were playing with things. What are you broadcasting on right now?
So I'm using my MacBook Pro M1 Max connected to the studio display, and then I've got my AirPods Max, and the microphone's actually coming from the AirPods Max.
AirPods Max. Okay, cool. You had to plug in because I think you told me you had like 1% battery.
Correct.
You got the cord. Remind me, is that cord braided? Is it a braided cord again, or is it just a regular TPU?
Well, this one in particular is braided, but I think this one in particular came with my Magic Mouse. So I've actually got enough battery now, so I can technically just get rid of it, but just in case.
Wow. So in 10 minutes, you already charged up enough here for the next hour. That's awesome. That's really good.
34%, yeah.
Wow. 34, like in 10 minutes? Yeah, because you told me 10 minutes ago before we started. That's awesome.
It's fast. Yeah.
So speaking of Mac, so you primarily work away. Do you primarily work away on like a Mac Studio or like desktop, or you go back and forth between the laptops, or what's your preference?
So I like working in coffee shops. I since I'm working from home all day, I think it's good to just go out, and I'm soon renting an office with another creator here in Spain. So that's super exciting. But I usually have my MacBook Pro whenever, and my iPad. I work with my iPad quite a lot once I'm out, but then once I'm here, I'm just using my studio display, and I just hook up my MacBook.
Perfect. Now, Scary Fast happened the other day, and I mentioned this. I think I mentioned it in a tweet or a post or whatever they call it now over there.
I call it a tweet.
Do you call it? I don't think it'll ever die. Only Apple could pull off an event just at the last second at like 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock for night for me. It was like 1 a.m. for you, 8 o'clock at night for people on the East Coast, 5 o'clock for people out west in the Pacific there in Cupertino and whatnot. What was your thoughts on everything? Because I think these, like the black color, they call it space black. Is that right?
Space black, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's nice, man. Like I love, and you guys can't see it here, but I got the, maybe you guys can see it. We'll tilt this up. There's my MacBook Pro right there. It's actually a Decepticon. Don't tell anybody. But that's what I'm broadcasting on. And
nice.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on everything that was announced? Like Scary Fast. Tell us like what's your, like I've watched your content, and most people here have, but tell us your thoughts about Scary Fast.
Yeah, so I think it's quite interesting what Apple has done, because usually Apple events, they're all very exciting new products, massive improvements, massive changes, right?
Mhm.
Long keynotes. So this is the first time that a lot of things have happened, right? First off, right, we got two products. The iMac basically only gets a spec bump, so nothing too exciting. I mean, exciting, but nothing massively,
Mhm.
And then we got the new MacBook Pros. Sure, we got a new color, but they weren't massive improvements. So I'm not saying bad or good. I'm saying that in terms of the presentation itself, I think it's quite interesting that instead of Apple just doing an Apple newsroom, like a new press release,
Mhm.
they've decided to run an event when
Mhm.
they could have perfectly done it. So the question here is, talking about the products, which we can talk about in just a second. What do you, and I want the chat to interact as well. And I
Yeah.
want to ask you,
We want your
what do you
questions, people.
prefer?
Yeah.
Like, what do you prefer? Like, do you prefer just having a press release, or do you actually prefer,
I was
Tim Cook
surprised
presenting you the new MacBook, right?
I was surprised at how short the event was. Like, next thing I looked, I'm like,
Yeah,
it's only 30 minutes. I'm like, "What?"
yeah,
They put all that
32.
they put all that work in, and they filmed it on an iPhone. This has been controversial.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. The drama. Woo. Um, 30 minutes? I was like, "They put all that work for 30 minutes?" Like, damn, right? Like, that's pretty cool.
yeah,
And honestly, I was like, "He better say good evening. He better say," and he said it. He said the thing, and he said good evening. It was
yeah,
amazing. It was amazing.
yeah.
Um,
So, look, we've
Go
got
ahead, go
people in the
ahead.
chat saying like press, like last January we had the new iPad and new iPad Pro. They did a little video slash keynote, but it was a video and it wasn't live. So at the end
Mhm.
of the day, it's a question like, do we want Apple to do either press releases or a live event or just
Mhm.
a video posted on their socials?
Yeah. Yeah.
I personally prefer a live event,
So do
even
I.
though it's technically not live anymore,
Well, it's
but it's still
recorded.
got
Yeah.
but it gets the Apple community and the tech community involved, and people get excited.
We're still talking about
So
it. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and we're literally just talking about a MacBook that sure it has a big spec bump,
Yeah.
but we're talking about the color. Like that's
Yeah.
the first thing you said, and
Yeah.
that's crazy. And that's Apple is the only brand that could literally get press talking about one color.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
Like,
I mean, just talking
yeah.
about the yellow iPhone, for example. Apple
There you
got
go.
everyone talking about this guy, and it's just a new color, and that just shows how people love this brand. And I'm, sure, Pixel. That's hurting my eyes. I'm kidding.
We're gonna talk about those commercials. You've seen the commercials, right? The Apple and the Pixel are talking together and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna talk
they're
about those.
great.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I would love for them no more press releases. I want these quick 30-minute things. I think they're brilliant. I can't imagine what the production costs are, whatnot. Speaking of, before we talk about the equipment and everything, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about what really matters. Filmed on an iPhone, and then they show the behind the scenes, and it's like $40,000 worth of lighting and this and that, and the phone is like hooked up to all these little things and everything. Probably recorded in ProRes RAW, who knows, whatever, right? What are your thoughts about people saying, well, yeah, they used all this lighting and the 30,000 and they, whatever, and what are your thoughts on that? For myself, I think it's still cool. It still shows that it's capable, but yeah, there's extra lighting. Like, do you think this happens by accident? Like, I had to dial this in over the course of a couple of years, right?
Look, this
Go.
camera is amazing. This is a Sony A7S III. Okay.
Nice.
Um, the question is like, you need good lighting in order
Mhm.
for this to actually perform well, right?
Yeah.
Any camera needs good lighting. Of course, Sony A7S will perform way better in low light than an iPhone, right?
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
obvious as of right now with the
Mhm.
iPhone 15 Pro. But when you're filming an event like this, you need lighting for an iPhone, and you need good lighting,
Yep.
and you need good rigs for a camera as well. So for those people that say, "Oh my god," I don't get their point.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, what do people expect to like? Even though, like, I know a bunch of content creators that are literally running their businesses and their entire YouTube channel shot on an iPhone. They
Mhm.
still buy microphones. They still use lighting. Like, it's a
Mhm.
camera. The iPhone is a camera, right? There's no camera today in the world that you want to shoot a professional movie without professional equipment, without
Let's
professional lighting. Like, it doesn't make
yeah.
sense.
Let's bring up some of our channel members here. They obviously get the priority chat and whatnot. Of course, if you want to get your chats in there, people, you can drop a super chat or whatever you need to do there in order to get the attention and whatnot. I want to point this out really quick right here. This camera right here, this camera is actually Ew, that's a dirty finger. This is actually, is this one better? This is an iPhone 11 Pro Max. iPhone 11 Pro Max. I work on this, and then for Apple products, the MacBook. Okay, this is hooked in. We're doing our thing here, and here's how it looks if I don't turn on the light. Right, so I've got the extra light over top there, and now we can do this whole thing. We're going into Filmic Pro, and we can do our close-ups of a gorgeous device. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about it later. We're going to get to it. I promise you. I know our time is limited. We're trying to get there. But really quick, Don Coven, our channel members. One more time for our channel members right there.
All right.
We appreciate you. He says they could have done a press release. Bahaha. And then of course Aaron Gamer's coming in here. I missed watching the keynote like they used to. Sorry, let me start. I miss watching the live keynotes like they used to do them, and watching and doing demos on their products. So like the live keynotes, I think he's talking about. The last time, I think there's a reason why they stopped doing that. They started doing these produced things. One, because of the vid, kind of thing, and having people together. But also two, do you remember? Oh, what was it? I think it was. I can't remember who it was, but there's something happened. He's like, "Oh my gosh, it didn't work," and he's stroking his. I can't remember what he was working on. The main dude with the gray hair. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Craig, yeah,
Craig. There you go, right? And he's like, "Oh my god," I can't remember what he was demoing. But anyway, do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think any live show, like even just you being here, anything could happen, right? And it's live, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of the live aspect to it, there's something special to it than just watching your video, or watching my video. Like we're live, we're real, like this is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I do miss it as well. But for Apple's point of view, I get why they are doing this. I'm sure they've seen the audience retention. I'm sure they see that it's way better than just a live event.
Yep.
Everything's more controlled. Everything's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will ever go wrong. Like Apple's not perfect. Google's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect.
I can tell you.
Obviously, there will be mistakes.
Yeah, I can tell you when I do I can tell you that I get obviously a lot of replay with my live streams. Obviously, I put chapters and whatnot. I think it's I don't want to say it's the same, but it's kind of the same mentality, right? People are like, I can't catch the live show, so maybe I'm not going to watch it at all. Maybe I'll catch it later on. But also with this, there's been many times where I've done something, I've gone ahead and I've shown something on my phone, and all of a sudden, okay, there's my personal email, and then my all my information being shown on there because I never put this on airplay mode. So things can happen. I've learned over the years doing the shows and whatnot. Real quick here, if Jay's asking about the birthday, my birthday's on November 12th. I'm not going to tell you the year because it doesn't matter about the year. So there you go.
You know what my birthday is?
When's your birthday?
2 days after yours.
Shut up. Are you serious?
It is. That's why we're buddies.
Are you a Scorpio?
That's why we are buddies. I am.
Wow. Okay, I almost dropped.
Hey, PG-13.
It was just a deep breath. Okay. Wow, really? Wow, you're a Scorpio? Yeah. This is awesome. This is great. This is okay. Cool. Going back through the live chat real quick. Don Coven, live events imply something new. This was really just a spec bump and fake black. Ooh, controversial. Save events for something actually new. Your thoughts, Nick? Go.
No, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this. I think there's always opinions. I think in terms of just spec bumps and like a new color, maybe we shouldn't have events because it might make people lose interest in live events. For me, an Apple event is we always say it within the Apple community, it's like our Christmas, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So if you destroy our Christmas and you lose our excitement,
Yep. I understand. I would hope that this is like a new trend to just do these 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour long, even if it's just something like this, because it would actually force other manufacturers as well, Google, Samsung, whoever, to do things. And I think there's other manufacturers that are doing stuff like this as well. I think Oppo does stuff all the time, Xiaomi and Realme and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I would not mind regular Google events because this past October was my Christmas and I've been having so much fun with it. By the way, check out this wallpaper. Oh, let me clear that. Look at this wallpaper here. I need to switch this out, but that was on Twitter from a local artist and everything like that. We got the Pixel 8 Pro, Pixel 8 here. I want to ask you about your YouTube journey, about where you've come from, and just I know it's been long and complicated, and you've had challenges just like anybody else. But I would love to hear first of all, the name change from Apple, because I met you when you were still Apple World. I think we were in like a DM group or something like that. I can't remember who introduced us. I want to say it was Viper, but I don't think it was. I could be wrong, but I was like, I was like, okay, I'm not too much into Apple, but I love the way this guy does things, right? And for the longest time, I was always referring to him like, hey, that Apple World guy, the Apple World guy, because I didn't know your name. And then you changed it one day, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a cool ass name. So tell us, like, what? Give us the Cole's notes.
Yeah, I think today's I personally recommend to creators to go after a personal brand, rather than limiting yourself to a brand. And I'm sure, like, my content is still like 90% Apple focused, but I'd rather grow my personal brand. And I'm as well, like, I'm posting a bunch of my life and trying to, it was weird before if I posted and I gave info about my life and then Apple World channel, right? That's why I decided to rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
My goal here on YouTube is not just to entertain or educate people, but it's also to motivate people, right? It's to bring my values to the world, what I believe in,
Yep.
so I can inspire the young as well. I mean, anybody, right? But especially, people around my age, I always love just interacting with us. So, just me posting about my life, it didn't make sense in an Apple World channel. Like, it just,
Mm-hmm.
people just expected
So
me to be the Apple guy. So I want
yeah.
to be way beyond just
So
an Apple guy,
so by using your name, it's a personal connection type thing, correct? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So, for example, ZAKtalks Pixel. I mean, it's Pixel, right? I'm actually going to be changing that channel name. I wanted to talk to you about that privately because I've only talked about it with a couple of people. I have a
Mhm.
very simplified. I know maybe we'll talk about it offline. I know your time is pressing, whatever, but it's not a big deal. But I'm planning on doing the name change myself, probably later on
Mhm.
December, January around CES when things are kind of slow. But yeah, I get why you would have done that for the personal connection. Like for example, Justine, it still makes sense because Justine, right? You look at her sister Jenna, who puts out terrific content. She does a lot of Apple stuff as well too, but she touches on Android just like Justine and whatnot. Makes sense. You look at all the big creators. Like I consider you to be a big creator. I consider you to be a very influential person in the space. The connections you've
Mhm.
done, the things that you've done. You unboxed an iPhone while skydiving. You were like, what is he doing? I'm watching the video. I'm like, is he insane? Is that green screen? Anyway, it's just like crazy. So like
It
here
was
I
a
am.
green screen, but just don't tell anyone, Zach.
So recently it's kind of funny. I picked up the mouse case. This isn't sponsored or anything like that. I picked up the mouse case for the Pixel 8 Pro, and I've seen them do tests with this thing, and I actually took a knife to this thing. It's perfectly fine. I'm hoping they get in touch with me because I live like 20 minutes away from like the mountains. I would love to throw this thing from the top of a mountain. I'm pretty sure it would survive because I've seen what they've done with these. I'm like, I want to get
Yeah, it's
crazy. I want to
crazy.
get crazy like Nick, man. I want to get crazy like Nick with my tech. Let me ask you this here. So we talked about that. We talked, okay, your journey and whatnot. I'm going to touch on something really. This gets in the weeds a little bit. Mental health and social media in general. I've been very open about my struggles and whatnot. I find as long as I keep busy, I keep on putting out content. As long as I'm happy about what I'm doing, those demons don't creep up. You've been a great friend. I know in the past you've DM'd me, hey man, is everything okay? And I've always appreciated that. Thank you for that, Nick. I really do appreciate it. How do you battle it, or is it a thing for you, or has it ever been a thing for you? And I don't want you to get more personal than what you're comfortable with, but what are your thoughts about that, whether you want to pull from personal or whatnot?
Yeah, I think everyone struggles in social media. Like, whoever says no, they're lying. I think everybody has its ups and its downs. There's always moments where in social media, especially, like, everything's up to an algorithm, right? Sure, you
Mm,
can try to control it, but you don't technically control it as if you would have a normal job, right?
mhm,
So, and apart from the views, just the constant pressure on yourself and to trying to be better and to trying to raise the bar and to trying to be the best and the fastest and
mhm,
everything, right? Obviously, it affects anyone's mental health, right? So for
mhm.
me, you know, there's a lot of people complaining about the views and, hey, I don't have this much and I want more and I want more.
Yeah, yep,
I've learned that, sure, I have that. Obviously, we all want to grow. Obviously, we want to make a bunch of money. We
mm,
want to enjoy the process, sure.
yep,
All that stuff. Let's be real for a second,
mhm,
you know? Like, me at the end of the day, like when I get upset about certain views or I get upset about a video, it should have been better or something. I always look back, always look, and I always love since I'm pretty young. Just looking at the past 4 years or 3 years for me, I can see like a little kid, or I can see, he the Nikias of the past would have been so happy to know that hey, you're invited to Apple events now.
Yeah.
Hey, you
You're flying around the
you
world. Yeah.
yeah, so like I'm living a dream. Like
Yeah.
I'm always happy, and I always, there's a lot of people that burn out.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't stop. They don't stop at the present, right?
Yeah.
I'm always thankful for what I have, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that helps me a lot because
Yes.
I'm always thanking like life. Honestly, like it's so good, and there's at the end of the day, like we're living in a world where there's a lot of crisis in a lot of parts of the world, right? So just the fact that I'm living, I have a career, just
Mm-hmm.
talking about tech, talking about, or just even entertaining and motivating people like that, just as a concept,
Yeah.
sounds crazy, and I'm so thankful for that because there's a lot of people suffering in the world, right?
I think.
So me getting upset that I got a 7 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 on
Yeah.
YouTube, it's like, man, like,
But I
grow
mean,
up,
even then, would you classify yourself as a YouTuber, or are you a digital content creator and YouTube is one of the outlets? What would you call yourself?
I don't know, like right now I'm cranking Instagram a lot,
I know you are.
so I don't know, I'm just a content creator, like I don't know. Like when somebody asks what do you do for a living, it's like I don't know. Depends if I want to talk a lot or not, because there's a lot that goes with that
Your
question.
your mic is
So
going a little. Your mic is going a little wonky. I'm not sure if that's if there's a connection issue there. So I'll give you a
let me just
second.
go wireless.
There we go. There we go. There you go.
There you go.
So yeah, like how do you so my family doesn't get it. My dad's like he puts videos on the internet, he plays on the internet, and I'm like, Dad, it's more than that. Well, maybe it's
You know what I did? So my grandma, for example, she never understood what I did, right?
yeah,
So this is what I explained to her. I basically grabbed the newspaper,
yeah,
national newspaper. I opened it to the tech section, and it's like, you see this guy that's writing about tech? I
yeah.
do the same thing, but on video. And she understood it.
Okay.
It's kind of the same thing if you think about it, right?
Yep.
All the latest announcements, rumors, all of that.
Yep.
And then I do, instead of writing, which I do writing as well on Twitter, but that's a whole other topic, I do it in video. So she understood it.
You're
So
getting a little, I think your audio is getting a little robotic, but that's okay. We're going to go, if you want to just take a quick look at your audio settings there, I'm going to go through the live chat real quick. So we don't have any delays here. Don Coven. Yeah, you're right. I'm getting older. It's all good. And yeah, the bar has always been raised. I think Nick is one of those people that's always constantly raising the bar in terms of content and whatnot. Here's a fair question, just completely out there. Actually, let's go back up here to Michael Pepper really quick. Nikias. See, I did it again, man. Nick. He's an OG, even though he's young. I love how cinematic his content is. It feels like the approach is to bring a bit of himself and his world into each video, unique and not boring at all. No, dude, your videos are like, I watch it, I'm just like, what happened to the time? Like we went through my kids and we went through a playlist last night of like 10. I think we watched like 8 or 9, maybe 10 of your videos last night. And then my wife comes in the room. She's like, "It's 10 o'clock. The kids were supposed to be in bed at 8:30." And I'm like, "Oh shoot!" So, yeah, your content is definitely on that level, man. Let me ask you this: when it comes to when
the mic better, by the way?
You're a little hollow, but you know what? I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work. Where did that bubble come from?
It's from the new Mac OS update. Check it out. Ready? Wait. No. I need 2 of them. No, wait. No. Wait for it. It's crazy. Wait.
How dare you bring? Oh, what is this? This guy bringing graphics into my show. Look what I can do. I can change cameras. Oh my goodness.
Hello there.
Jeepers. Yeah, we got Obi-Wan on deck. That's cool, man. That's cool that works. Jimmy Fire Dragon coming in with the emojis here, the custom emojis the channel members get. Let me ask you this: when it comes to when you're making your content, when you're planning out your content, do you use like notes? Do you have like a beginning, middle, end? Do you use like, for myself personally, I've tried to get into the habit of doing the title first, because I usually grab my thumbnail from an image from the show, or I'll take it after I've unboxed the thing or whatever I'm doing. So, but I have an idea in my head what that thumbnail is going to be. I usually have 2 or 3 ideas in my head what that thumbnail is going to be, but I always start with the title. Like, how am I going to get the person's attention? How am I going to deliver on that within the first 5 to 10 seconds? What is your process when you're making videos?
Yeah. So honestly, like depending on the season, right? September, there's not a lot of time for anything for me. I always get sick on September. Like there's so much work and so many little time to post these videos. And also like there's not a lot of sleep. Like we literally pull off, all-nighters. Like we don't sleep at all in order to make those deadlines and to be part of, the embargo and stuff.
How many people are on your team? Like you keep on talking about it like in a team name here, but do you mind revealing that? Is it
yeah. So it's just me and Robert. Apart from videography, he's also my best friend and editor. So there's been times where our team has been bigger, but at the end of the day, I've learned to keep it small. I'm a very disorganized person, so organizing a team has its pressure and a lot of work as well that I'm not good at right now. I do want to get better at everything. So
I like to call it organized chaos. Like
exactly.
You'll look at my desk and you'll go, what is going on here? But like, listen, I know that right back there is my Nomad cable, and I know right back there is my Titan key.
Casey style, right?
I know where my transformer is. Okay. When I got sound, you got a sound wave on deck there. Would you classify yourself as organized chaos?
Yeah, and I can organize myself really well in this organized chaos in my mind, but working with people, you can't do an organized chaos. You got to be organized, right?
Let's go way off topic here real quick. First of all, I've never used a flip. I know you have. What are your thoughts right there?
I love it.
Yeah.
I think I love the concept of it. I love technology, but I hate the fact that sometimes we got to make videos or talk about products that are literally the same. So I love nothing, for example, because it's different. It's fun.
Yeah.
Especially the fun factor, right? And I think the Z Flip, a lot of people are like, the fold, that makes sense, right? It unfolds, you get a bigger screen. What does the flip do? It's literally just, it's about the flip. So it's fun,
Here's what flip devices generally do better. They open up to something familiar. You know what I mean? Like this is familiar. We all know this over the last however many years, right? Whereas a fold, and I'm not taking away from folding stuff. I think a fold, in my opinion, again, I've never used one myself. I think a fold is meant to obviously be used like this. And then, okay, if I need a little more extra space, then I open it, right? That's why I'm very excited about the possibility, the rumor. I mean, we're going to start hearing these already probably in the new year of Google hopefully doing a flip. But let me ask you this, Nick. It's getting real. Let's actually, you know what? Let's do it down here. Let's do it, Nick.
Hello.
Nick, let's get it right here. When is Apple gonna do a folding device? When is it?
I got a message from Tim 2 days ago saying that next year. I don't know, but I'm here for it and I'm excited for it. As any brand, I like foldable phones. I do.
Do you think they're just waiting to kind of sit back and see what everybody else does, which is what Apple does? Let's be honest, okay? I don't want to say that Apple's not innovative. I think they are. I think they very much are. But they're very good at taking this thing that maybe a lot of people are used to and then just making it available for everybody. Is that a fair assessment?
I think for a lot of instances it is, and I think for a lot, no. Sure, they weren't the first on the iPhone. They weren't first with Apple Pay. They weren't the first with the watch. But I think they've done certain things that a lot of cool concepts as well, and in terms of services as well, they've been technically the first to do a lot of things. I think the concept of the iPad and what it is today has changed a lot, and I think that belongs to Apple as well. Okay. And a lot of things Apple has actually been first. I feel like Apple Vision Pro, for example, is an industry first, the way that they have done it. Like the massive leap that they've done. I haven't tried it, but the people who have say it has, and it is a massive leap forward. So I agree your point of view. but I think it's not like in all of the cases.
Yeah, no, I know. I get you. I get what you mean, and that's definitely coming from my point of view as mostly an Android Pixel kind of person.
What's Android?
I think we can both agree and disagree at the same time. I'm not disagreeing, but I do agree with your additional, like with your assessment there. Let me ask you about your Instagram. 102,000 plus followers.
Yeah.
How long you been on Instagram? Do you know?
You know what's crazy? 3 months ago I had 60K.
3 months ago you had 60K.
Yes.
You've gained 40,000 in 3 months.
Yeah. So the Apple event was, this past September, like the amount of work that we put on Instagram, especially, and obviously, being at the Apple event, you have one responsibility, pressure, but also big advantage against the world because inside of that room,
is there a strategy for your Instagram? Are you making sure you do so many stories per day, so many reels, or is it just like what's cool, throwing it out there? Like, what is can you share with us maybe a little bit of your strategy?
I know it sounds, basic, but it's bringing value to people, right? So in terms of me and my goal and my values in terms of Instagram, for example, and, I've got a very exciting project that's coming up, but basically what I'm trying to achieve on social media in general is to become the Apple online presence in the world. Nice. Not only that, but I also want for you to understand all of the Apple ecosystem, for you to see all the latest trends, all the latest accessories, all the latest apps, all the latest updates, all the latest product releases, everything surrounding the world of Apple, right? So as you can see, like this today, I just uploaded, a HomeKit, a smart home, a case, and a MacBook video, right? So everything surrounding the world of Apple, I am covering. So that's kind of the concept, Instagram growth and everything comes later. I feel like value comes first in everything in social media. Like if you're bringing value to people, no matter how it is, I see Twitter very differently than I see Instagram, and I see very differently to YouTube.
Let me ask you about Twitter, or as I call it, Twitter X.
Yes.
Like what happened, man? Are you kind of in that space as well, where it's like, I love it and hate it, or are you just kind of going with the flow, or are you trying to separate yourself? Like I know for yourself, you're not super active on there.
Yeah. We are quite a lot.
Yeah. Are you a post and ghost kind of person over there, or like, is there a specific strategy, or are you trying to kind of distance yourself? Because honestly, I wouldn't blame yourself with the state of how things are.
Yeah. So honestly, like I haven't, in terms of the politics and everything that involves, like I like Twitter. I know it gives value to my audience, so I am using it. So in terms of Twitter and Twitter X, in terms of how I use it, like let's take the Apple Pencil that they released this month, for example.
Yep.
I did a reel about it, right? Everything that you need to know, and then I also did a thread about it, right? Not a tweet. Basically, and that tweet actually became the second most viewed piece of content in the entire world about the Apple Pencil. That tweet itself. Let me find it.
Go ahead, keep on talking. Yeah.
And at the Apple event as well, like we got one of the highest numbers, and that's because I think we really utilized like what each platform does for people. And for example, like a lot of people just posted a tweet about the Apple Pencil, quick thoughts. No, we actually did like a full-on thread, very detailed. So that gives value, right? Instead of someone watching a video about the Apple Pencil, they can just read a tweet that will, for 2 minutes, they will know everything about it. Same thing goes for Reels. Same thing goes for YouTube video. YouTube is more in depth. Podcast is even more in depth. Reel is quick. Just I need to know the thing fast, right? So I don't want to lose your time. So in the tweet, I say the most important things that you need to know. But there, you'll learn everything. I don't want to lose anyone's time. I know time is precious to everybody, right? So
I understand.
Right here.
So here's the tweet here. Apple announces new budget Apple Pencil with USB-C. Here's why it's a big deal. Now look at this, 753,000 views. It's basically an Apple Pencil 2, but made for students. Students don't know new pressure. Must feature. So that's why a student pays $129 for an Apple Pencil. Student just wants to take notes. USB-C, no pressure, no sensitivity, wireless. This is really well put together. I didn't really pay much attention when people were complaining about a pencil. I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But this is really well done. The best of it, the price is only $79 or $69 if you're a student. Apple is ready to compete against third parties, Logitech, Yeah, and then stay tuned for full review. And then I'm sure
And
there's
then video.
yeah, you get your typical kind of right reply. And I'm not saying taking away from that, but we know how it can be over there. This is really, I like what you did here. Like I've seen this from several creators where they kind of make a thread of it. Speaking of threads, what do you think of Meta Threads and the potential over there?
I'd love to use it, but it's not available in Europe yet.
Yet.
Not even with a VPN.
So are you VPNing there when you can?
You can't even with a VPN. It's kind of.
I was able to tag you on Instagram through Threads, which was kind of cool. I'm not sure if you got that notification. So this is.
I didn't. It's
you did?
like in the beginning, you could technically download, which is what I did. I have an American Apple ID, so I installed it from there. And then with a VPN, it worked. But then Elon was just like, nope, I don't know why yet, but it's not available here. So
this is pretty cool. Let me show so people understand what I'm talking about here. So here's Thread. Let me just get this mouse out of the way.
How many followers do I have on Threads? Can you let me know?
How many do you have?
I haven't checked because I can't see.
Okay, so on Threads you have 11,000.2.
Nice.
Okay, so but here's something cool. I like how they did this. Like it's like aesthetically it looks cool. So this I can't top here. So this is a thread about. Now check this out. I'm gonna hit and I'm gonna type your name in. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, you're already on Threads, but if you're not on Threads, let me show you this. So I'm gonna type in the Made by Google account. Okay, so the Made by Google Instagram account is not on Threads. So I'm going to click that.
Oh, nice.
Now, so it says here, if you mention them, so they'll get notified on Instagram, but look what it does to their name. It uses the Instagram logo like an @. I just think that's brilliant. I think that's beautiful. Yeah. I think that looks really cool. Anyway. But yeah, the fact that you're on Threads, you're good to go there. But yeah, so it's not. So here's the thing that I think is missing with Threads. First of all, brilliant that you can unload everybody using your Instagram. Just done, right?
Yes.
You instantly follow or unfollow people that are there. That your blocks and your mutes all move over. Boom, right? I wish they had launched it with trending or news right away. Because think about when you joined Twitter. Okay. Yes. You joined because you wanted to follow a celebrity. You wanted news. You wanted real-time information, right? And I think as soon as Thread introduces that, and they're working on it, they've already got all the other stuff coming in, and is already coming in. I think they're going to kind of blow up. On top of that, add in you guys there in Europe, and I think the days on Twitter are going to be kind of numbered. And you know what? I'm all for it. The vibe is better over there. It's more positive. The engagement is way better. There's actual conversations. There's not a bunch of spam bot. Like how many times have you open your Twitter and you're like tagged in all these things? You're like, what? All this crypto crap and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. Like, are you going to spend more time over there once you get the access?
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. The little time that I had with it, I think I played around with 1 month and I posted quite a lot. And yeah, I liked it. I just need more time with it. I just haven't, I just want to use it.
Perfect. We're coming up on about 15 minutes left of our time. Again, Nick, I really do appreciate your time and whatnot. Let's go into a little off topic, but not too off topic here. Your favorite piece of non-Apple tech. It can be anything.
That's a good question.
Non-Apple tech.
I love smart home. Like I love home automations. My home is entirely smart. I've got this guy, for example, which is pretty cool. I can actually, it's a dice. So if I turn it, I do this.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Okay.
I think it's at 3. Well, it's at the living room. My light's turned off in the living room. Basically,
okay.
You can turn it. But that's not my favorite. It's just I love smart home stuff. Long story short, probably I love GoPro as a brand, and I love their cameras a lot. Yep. But right now, currently my favorite product that I'm obsessed with has to go to the Govee TV light strip. Have you ever seen it?
This is a Govee Glide. This one going across here. I am familiar with Govee.
Yeah. Have you seen the TV strip?
I think I may have seen a couple. Well, didn't you show me behind the scenes when we were connecting first today?
No, that's something different. Basically, You can even pull up a video of mine and I show it.
Okay.
You basically like it's got a camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the camera is only looking at what the TV is seeing. So it will basically grab the color from your TV. Mm-hmm. Long story short, whenever you're watching a Marvel movie, for example, and there's an explosion, literally an explosion feels like it's there. Or when you're watching a movie and you're going underwater, it turns blue. It's basically like if your TV actually grows, you know? I love watching movies. Got my, you know, really, really good sound, good sound setup. So now adding that in my setup, it's just been taken to a whole new level.
Is this the life-changing smart home accessories home kit?
Yes, but there's a lot of episodes of that.
Okay.
Hold on.
You know what? I should have had this. I have your channel. Actually, what I wanted to go through, but we'll definitely look for that after. I want you to answer this one question here.
I'm here to answer everything. Everything.
Let's take a look here. So we kind of talked about this before, but Jimmy Fire Dragon says here. No, again, one of our channel members. We appreciate him. Do you think Apple will enter the foldable market by 2025, or do you think we'll have to wait until 2026 or further? I mean, we kind of talked about this, but like, what do you think? What do you think the timeline is?
I think further for sure.
You think it's gonna be further down the line than that?
I think Apple Vision Pro will have the attention for the upcoming years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's still
call
it a cheaper version, or I think there's still a lot more coming with the Vision Pro. And with that technology, I think more products or more services will open from Apple and from other third-party developers. I think that's going to get our attention, and I think then it's the glasses. So I think between there, I think, you know, I think that's the big product. I think the foldable phone is the next big product from Apple, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think.
Question here from the chat from Tanya says, Nick, quick question. Why don't you use TikTok? I just realized I don't think you're even on there, are you?
I am on TikTok.
Are you?
And okay, if you see the views, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But I like to treat each social media as something very different. And I really focused a lot on Twitter, and I really wanted to nail Twitter. I think we've done it. I think the same thing goes to Instagram. I think we finally unlocked that. Now's the time for TikTok.
I just followed you. I thought I was before, but there you are right there.
There I am. So, you know, TikTok, you know, 50K followers. So I don't think we're doing bad, but I just want to treat TikTok as its own thing. I want to do separate content for there. So
I'm treating TikTok as just a way to kind of show off the cool stuff. Oh, lost my focus here. I'm treating TikTok as just a way to kind of show off the cool tech, and also, I guess, let's be honest, kind of triggering comments and clips from this show from my life. So listen, if you're one of Nick's fans and you want to come over and hang out, there I am. I'm at ZAKtalks TECH on everything. Let's bring up your what? See, as soon as I do this, it always takes forever to. There we go.
You want to see a tiny sneak peek?
Sure. Let's get a sneak peek.
I'm taking a photo right now, just so you can see my screen.
Okay.
First time I've ever shown this ever online, so it will literally be very quick. So keep your eyes open.
Hold on. Okay, go.
You ready?
Go.
That's all I'm going to show. Something that's coming.
I saw it. Okay. Cool.
Coming.
I want to bring up your channel here. Let's take a look at the bread and butter here. Let's take a look at your YouTube channel. And I have purposely organized this by oldest. Okay. Let me just bring up the screen properly here. Let's do this, and then let's do this. There we go. Okay. So, guys, Molina, is it pronounced Molina? Molina? Yeah. Okay. You just, okay.
And if you want to do it Spanish, it's like Molina.
Okay. Yeah, you're in Barcelona, correct? You're in Barcelona, right? Okay. I've always so since we're like boys now, when I travel to Barcelona, I'm gonna need to crash at your place, okay?
The couch.
Anyway, your first, so I don't know if this is your oldest video, but you used a Mr. Clean logo here for this thumbnail. How to clean the sport band.
Well, because you actually use a Mr. Clean product. That's why.
Did you really? Okay, I haven't actually watched it. Okay. Let me ask you this. We're going to just kind of go through, because everybody's content looks like, is like, okay, whatever, right? When they first start. I'm not going to say bad. It's just different from what the polished thing is now. I think obviously you have a very different look and whatnot. So if we go back up to if we go to your latest, much more vibrant, much more. The product is right in the middle. A reaction, logos that are familiar. What is the process when you're doing thumbnails? Do you do them yourself, or is it a process with a team, or like can you speak about that?
Yeah, I do that. I do all of them myself.
You do all of them yourself. Okay.
I did have a thumbnail designer, but I don't know. Like, I just started doing them myself, and I kind of learned, and I enjoy doing them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just the process is bringing curiosity to not only me and my face, but the feature itself. Maybe you see a feature that you don't really see before, or something interesting. Especially having like the Apple ecosystem
Yep.
graphic elements all over the place, so
Let
it
me ask
feels
you about
familiar.
YouTuber. Let me ask you about YouTuber face. We can both do it right now. Why do we do YouTuber face? Explain this to people, Nick. Why do we do it?
It gets the views. It
It
gets
works.
the views.
It
works.
freaking works. It freaking works. I hate doing it. I hate sitting there going, but it works. Honestly, when I look at all my live streams, when I look at my short form content, when I look at, and it doesn't matter if it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. If I'm doing the dumb face, it gets the views. And I think as long as you're delivering on what's in the thumbnail and what's in the title within the first, we'll say 10 seconds, I think nobody can ever fault you for clickbait. Because in my opinion, Nick, there's good clickbait and there's bad clickbait.
Correct.
You and I, we do good clickbait. We deliver on what there is. You know who used to do bad clickbait, and a lot of people still do these days? Philip DeFranco. Okay, he acknowledges this. You watch Philip DeFranco. I've been watching Philly D for years. He used to put like a bikini girl on the thumbnail, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch that bikini girl. And then like, there's no bikini girl. It's like, dude, that's way more the bikini girl. But I love this, man. You've got the logos, you got the bright colors. These are brilliant. What are you using to make your thumbnails?
I'm a big fan of Affinity.
Yep.
Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo. Fun fact, I actually started graphic design
Nice.
in college, but they literally forced me to use all the Adobe suite, which it's not that I don't like. It's just I think Affinity is way beyond designer, especially than what Illustrator and Photoshop do. Especially if you use a Mac, it works so fluid. I do not.
We're going to kind of wrap up a little bit here because we're coming up on about 5 minutes left in our stream. First of all, like I said before, Nick, thank you for your time. We got to do this more often and maybe a little bit earlier for you and whatnot. And let me know if you need help with the live streams. I really hope you'll consider using StreamYard, but I understand it if you want to go somewhere else. But listen, the question here, one more time from this guy right here.
Cucumber.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Hello there.
There we go. Jimmy Fire Dragon. Nick, do you use much Google smart home tech, like smart home?
No, I mean, I don't use Google Smart Home. Something pretty cool is Matter. And do you know what Matter is?
I've heard of it, I think, yes.
So Matter is basically like the unification of all the smart home ecosystems, right? There's a lot of tech out there, and a lot of the brands want everyone to use their products. But the reality of it is, like, if you have a HomePod, you can't use a certain accessory because that is Google focused. But if you buy HomeKit, you can't run it by the Google Assistant, or vice versa with Apple and Google and Samsung. Like, it's all a mess.
Yep.
So what Matter's trying to bring here is one unified ecosystem, right? It's basically like if iOS and Android merged together and had a baby, that's Matter. So basically, like in the future, if like somebody wants to buy a smart light bulb, they won't buy a Google light bulb or a HomeKit light bulb. They will buy a Matter light bulb, and it will be available on all ecosystems. Go ahead.
I want your thoughts about the new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro. This is Bay. No, it's okay. And this right here, this is the glossy hazel. We've seen a real refinement, basically starting with the Pixel 6 to what we have nowadays. I'm so glad that they went with a flat screen this year and a frosted glass. And these things, Tensor 3 is doing great things this year. It's not as hot. I think the battery power has been a lot better. I've had nothing but a phenomenal. I'm still using this somewhat, without a case, although I have been rocking this guy here and also the OEM case. And I switch stuff all the time. Have you used any of the new Pixels yet?
I haven't,
Okay.
but I think this year you guys had a very, very good upgrade from
Yeah.
last year. There's a lot of new features and a new like feeling to it. It feels new. I don't know if it's the colors, but it's really, absolutely love that blue. It actually looks very similar to the iPhone 15 blue.
Does the AI stuff frighten you? You've seen what some people can do with the magic editor. You've seen what some people can do with the, like, for example, I took my daughter the other day to Costco. We had ourselves a Costco hot dog and everything, and I recorded her asking about her hot dog. It was loud in there. People are there for their $1.50 hot dog and pop it over. And I used the magic audio eraser, and holy moly, it's on my Twitter.
It's great.
And it is like, I just hit the auto. That's amazing. Does that kind of stuff, I think it's very grounded. I think it's very real life, like the best take. You know, how many times have we all taken a group photo and some jerk is looking this way, you know, or whatever, right? And you know, it kind of ruins it. Like before we had best take, but now before we had best shot, now it's best take. Does the whole AI and the way that Google is grounding it, does it freak you out, or does it make you excited for the future? And do you think Apple will do something like that?
So I think there's two questions to this. Like, did I like am I scared on what Google did, or am I scared on what, you know, the technology itself?
Well, okay, so AI in general, I think it really depends on who you ask and what's happening in the world with the ChatGPT and the whole bit, right? But Google, I think Google's taking in my opinion, I think they're taking a very responsible look at whatnot. They're being very transparent about, you know, Bard and how things are working.
Exactly. So, and that's honestly what has to sustain everything, right? Apple getting into AI and Google getting into AI, like me, for example, for Apple, it's a brand that I trust in order to do that stuff. For me, Google, what they have done with those features, I think it's amazing, right? It's at the end of the day, you can do that stuff with an iPhone as well with a third-party app. It's not like Google did something crazy and scary and like, you know, oh my gosh, Google, no, like you can do that stuff
native on the device. Yeah,
exactly. So being native on the device means that more people will be using it. Sure. I think those features are great. I think you know, exactly. I'm always having my eyes closed, for example, and you know, I ruined a bunch of photos.
As a parent, okay, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you guys a little hint of a piece of content I'm working on. It's going to hit people in the heart, and I'm being very careful about how I present it and do it because I don't want to take advantage of it. We have a family member that has Parkinson's. Okay, so if you're familiar with it, and it runs in my family, unfortunately, and every time we take group photos, she's moving around, and it's very hard to get her looking. She's trying. Best Take has allowed us to take some amazing photos this past Thanksgiving, and I get chills thinking about it right now. So I'm actually working on a video like that just to show like the history and whatnot, and I just think, oh, thank you. I'm just glad it's available, right?
And I think those are the types of stories. Like, if you want to be honest, like all the features on the new iPhone, for example, like sure they're cool. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
I care about what people do with them. And it's like stories like yours that it makes technology beautiful, fun, exciting, creative. I don't care about the new M3 chip. I care what you do with the M3 chip.
Right? Yeah. Like when I tell my mom, I don't say that this phone has a Tensor G3 and 256 gigabytes of space. I say it has the latest chip, so it's fast, Mom, and it takes great photos. Right?
Yeah.
Right. I talk English. All right. Let's wrap things up. Your time is very valuable. We've gone over by about a minute here. Nick, what is on deck for you and your team? What is coming up? Promo yourself. I'm going to give you a bigger platform right here, right now. If I could click the button and things would work. Of course, they're not working. And just go.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, I think, you know, the little sneak peek that I gave you, it's a very, very big project that, you know, a part that I launched an app, which we didn't talk about, Kernel. We can talk about it in a future live stream, that it's been working great and you know, very busy with that. There's another project that is in the works and that I've been running it for the past 1.5 years or 2 years in my mind. And it's finally, we'll probably see the light of day, like at the end of the year or beginning of the year. Something that has never done in the Apple or tech community before, the way that I'm trying to do it. So I'm super excited, and I think the Apple community will really love it. And it's really related to what your story is, right? I don't care about the M3. I care what people do with the M3.
Awesome.
That's the whole concept with it.
I love that messaging. Nick,
Yeah.
Nikias, I really appreciate you being on, man. We're going to run the outro in just a second. I want to say big thank you one more time to all the channel members that came through, all the support, people that are watching. The next live stream on this channel will be our community live stream on Sunday at 11:05 p.m. Mountain. Sorry, excuse me, 11:05 a.m. Mountain. We do it in the morning, which is actually works out to about 6:05 p.m. for you, Nick. It'll be 1:05 p.m. Eastern. And of course, that stream will be going up Saturday night. Again, I appreciate everybody coming through. Nick, I appreciate your time. Everybody,
Thank you.
we will catch you on the next one. We're going to roll this outro. Nick, if you got to go, that's fine. Otherwise, we can do a quick breakdown when we're done here. And if you just came in the middle, the live stream will remain up. I will be putting in some very simple chapters. It will remain up also as a YouTube podcast as well. So if you like using YouTube music, it'll be on there as well. But otherwise, it'll be here on YouTube. And away we go. Again, Nick, appreciate your time.
Can I say something?
We'll let all you guys go, okay?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure, man.
I wanted to thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Welcome, man. Yeah, it's always a good time. I wish we could have talked about these a little bit more, but I really enjoyed your insight and whatnot about the creative process and everything.
Let's do another stream, yeah?
We will do another one pretty quick here and everything like that. All right, my fellow Scorpio, let's run this outro and we'll let everybody go. Take care. Cheers.